Hi and welcome. In today's video, I'll be talking about the Acous RA05, a single dynamic driver IM. But before we dive in, a huge thanks to Acous, or previously known as NF Audio, for sending the RA05 for this review. But as always, this review is 100% my honest opinion. So let's start with the packaging. The packaging is very sleek. Here's what you get inside the box. There's some specs of the RA05. When we open the box, previously the IM was here. And you get the MS42 silicone ear tips, which is surprisingly very comfortable to wear, a quick start guide, and a spare nozzle filters, just in case your filter is clogged with your earwax. And the pouch, and inside the pouch, the IM itself. Okay, now let's talk about the build. The RA05, they look, and it is really tiny. Not only look tiny, but it is tiny. The design is super simple and like, as you can see, it's just very industrial or something like that. Also, if you haven't noticed, this IM is made out of plastic, but the plastic itself is the good kind of plastic. It feels like the plastic itself will last. But the only thing that I am kinda concerned is the cable itself is non-detachable. Or is it? I don't know. I don't dare to pull on the cable. As for the cable itself, it has a decent microphone with volume control and playback pause control. And of course, you can make a phone call with this or Discord call and basically any communication. And mine is the USB-C variant. When it comes to comfort, these are basically wear and forget types of IM. I can wear this like for a very long listening session, and I previously used this while sleeping on my side, and for some reason it survived. Okay, now let's talk about the sound. The setup I used is the stock ear tips, and the music is from Apple Music and Spotify, covering J-pop, rock, EDM, metal, jazz, and rap. Overall sound signature of this IM, the RA05 has a tonality that's kinda unique in a way. It sounds like a less bassy Harman target with somewhat thin lower mid-range, and has more focus on upper mid-range, thankfully, without sounding shouty. Let's start from the bass. The bass is punchy enough, decent sub-bass extension, but it lacks the raw punch power. The bass speed itself is surprisingly fast. I suspect the bass has these characteristics because this IM uses a small dynamic driver. I believe it's a 6mm dynamic driver unit. Let me reconfirm on the box. Is there any specification? Yes, it is 6mm. What about the mid-range? The mids feel slightly distant, and more focus on the upper mid-range area. This is due to the lower mid-range area. I believe it's around more or less 4 dB less than your typical Harman target tuning. Vocals feel a bit thin and distant, but thankfully, while it is more focused on the upper mid-range area, it doesn't sound shouty. As for instrumental, on my usual test track, the Violet Evergarden OST, the ultimate prize, piano and violin feel forward but lacking in body. As for the treble, it is sparkly without sounds piercing. It has decent extension. There's a good amount of sparkle on the mid treble, but it is not overly boosted, so basically the RA05 treble is easy to listen to without sounding boring. For the price, the treble detail is just okay. Let's talk about the technicalities of this IM. For a 39 USD, the technical performance, I would say it's decent. Let's start with the soundstage. It is medium size, with more depth than width. The mid-range has this kind of distant feeling to it, while the width is just like normal. So it creates like, yes, more or less, the shape of the soundstage is like this. As for the imaging itself, it's okay for its price. Don't expect this IM to sound holographic, but I won't say this IM sounds 2D sounding either. It's just decent. Separation and positioning, the separation is again decent, but the positioning due to the -4 dB lower midrange, some sound do sound a bit distant, which makes the positioning a bit blurry. As for comparison, I won't do a detailed comparison, since I rarely use any USB-C earphones. The only USB-C earphone that I used is the Apple Earpods, which clearly, this IM sounds a lot better than the Earpods for its sound presentation, except for the mic quality. Mic quality, Earpods wins hands down. So the conclusion of this review, is the NF Acous RA05 worth it? For 39 USD, I would say maybe. I mean, for a super simple wired EDC item, the sound quality is better than similarly priced TWS solution, and the comfort of this IM is literally wear and forget. It also has a decent mic for communication. Like, for example, let's say you're an iPhone 15 or above users. You might actually want to pick the RA05 instead of Apple Earpods, because simply the sound quality of this IM is just blows the Earpods away, like way better than Earpods. But let's say you're using an Android phone that still has 3.5mm jack, I might actually recommend you something else if you're on a tight budget. Like your budget is under 50 USD and you cannot afford a dongle, you only can afford an IM. Yeah, I have other recommendation. Unless you really want a super simple wired EDC item. Okay, thanks for sticking around till the end. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Bye for now.